Hi guys, Blake and Levi here today with Lilley Sanding Resort and Marina on beautiful Upper Lake Taneycomo. It is December the 24th, Christmas Eve, Thursday, and this is the one cast. Today we have boated up. We are right above the little boat ramp on Acacia Club Road, just about a quarter mile or so above Short Creek. I hope you guys can hear me today. I'm going to keep my face mask on. It feels that cold outside. It says the temperature is 31, but it feels like 21 with the windshield. The wind is calming down now, but the wind has been gusting again today with that cold front that moved in last night. And so anyway, I may have went a little too heavy now, but I've got an olive and ginger jig here, brown head, 1/8 ounce, and Levi's using ooh, ow, that hurt. Levi's using is that a 3/32?
Looks like it.
Yep. And that's one of the ones that we designed with kind of the same colors as a rainbow trout. It's a tricolor jig. There's that wind that we were talking about. All right, 1/8 ounce may not be too heavy. We both have 4-pound test on. I need to scoot that pedal out a little farther. There we go. And here we go. They're running, I think they're running about 1 unit of water. It's what it looked like to me. Real hard to tell with how much wind is on the water today. I haven't heard any fishing reports today. I've been up in the wood shop working on projects. Levi, did you talk to anybody fishing?
I haven't seen one person out today fishing.
Okay. Levi hasn't talked to anybody today fishing either, so I have no fishing reports. I did, however, go up to the dam yesterday afternoon from about 2 until 5:30, and the bite was a little slow. I talked to a few of the other guys up there wading and fishing. The bite said this was slow for them too. The wind started blowing in yesterday around afternoon time, so I'm gonna pull this down. I don't want to have no sound. But just about everybody I talked to wading yesterday said the bite was slow for them too. I tried a variety of different things yesterday. I started off with a woolly bugger, probably a size 10 or so. I went down below outlet 3 where the water's real shallow and fast and tried stripping that. I caught one on the well, I had a crackleback, a size 14 crackleback setting about 18 inches behind my woolly bugger, and I was just letting it swing and straighten out, and I did catch one fish doing that. And then I caught a few drifting a size 18 gray scud, and then I caught a few more. I put a double tandem midge under an indicator about 1.5 feet, two midges, both size 16. Well, one was size 18, one was size 16. And I caught probably my most fish on that, but overall maybe just 10 fish in the afternoon there. Let's see. The night before that, we went out night fishing up at the dam, and it was kind of a little hit and miss. We went from all the way at outlet 1, we went all the way down to the staircase and walked across. Well, we didn't walk across the lake, but we walked down below the trophy run sign and fished there. A couple fish here and there on the Signature Series jerk baits. And then I went back up to outlet 1 and threw a streamer on my fly rod. They seem to like the black and the olive PMS streamer the best. And right at about 1:30 in the morning, they turned on for a second. I caught a couple really nice ones that were over 20 inches on the streamer. That's about all I got for fishing reports. Since I'm using this 1/8 ounce jig, I usually like to work a little closer to that north bank when I come through here, but it's also a little shallower over there, and even though the wind's blowing, I still need a little bit deeper of water with this 1/8 ounce jig because the water's not running that fast. So I'm holding the boat more towards the middle and working some of that deeper water. And I may speak too soon, but it almost seems like the wind might be dying now that we're getting to dusk. Another thing I'm doing right now is I usually like to leave a little more slack in my line, but I'm actually reeling some of that extra slack in, which slows the speed of the jig as it falls. Trying to get more of a 1/16 ounce jig fall, but with an 1/8 ounce jig. Hey! I guess I didn't say, oh dang it. I didn't say it earlier, but no fish on the one cast. And I just lost the one fish I had on. Levi's in the back of the boat casting towards the... Is that... No, that's the south bank, that's the north bank. He's casting towards the north bank, I'm casting towards the south bank. He's working the channel over there where it's fairly deep. Oh, there was another one. Dang it. Dang it, dang it, dang it. Oh, there's another bite. Levi, they're over here.
Yeah?
Okay, well, getting a little bit of action here. Just looking forward to potentially going night fishing tonight, but if that wind keeps blowing, I'm definitely not going. No way, Jose. Cold is one thing. Wind blowing with cold, that's a whole nother thing. Yesterday when I was at the dam, right there at the end of the evening, about 5 o'clock, the wind got to blowing so hard, I couldn't even, I had to put down the fly rod, but I couldn't even get a jerk bait to zing through the wind. It was just blowing right back at me. That's when you know the wind is blowing too hard. There's one. Come here, little buddy. Oh yeah, man, these fish have just been eating so good. Even that long guy's got a big old belly on him. Ooh. Oh, I see one midgeon over there. I don't see nearly as many midges today now that it cooled off of 30 degrees. I know the midges like warmer weather. This olive and ginger jig I'm using isn't really too far off of a sculpin and ginger, but that is another jig that I haven't ever fished out here that we carry up in the shop. So that was why I decided to go with it today. Sometimes that lighter shade of green could be the trick. Oh, I felt him touch it. And I set the hook like Bill Dance. There he is. He wanted some. He came back for it. Try to get us a little closer here into the end of that dock. Whoa. One thing I have noticed is since the lake flipped over up top, these fish are full of it. They're very energetic and they swim off pretty strong. There's another nice one. These two fish, these are a little bigger than stalker size. Come here, buddy. We at the Lilleys staff would like to wish everybody a Merry Christmas, and though I know it will be a strange one, we'll get to enjoy the time we do get to spend with what family we get to spend it with. We're coming up on the end of the long dock here, right above Short Creek. Just a little bit below here, the lake kind of flattens out, big flat, and it can hold a lot of fish sometimes. I'd say for the most part it usually does. You'll see a lot of people concentrated fishing in this little area that we're going through now. Almost anytime there's people on the water, there's always a few boats here. Also, as it flattens up, it shallows up a little bit. So, need to work my jig a little faster. Ooh, Levi had a swing and a miss.
Oh.
Getting a few hits out here. So a little bit ago I was talking about how I'm not leaving as much slack, kind of putting tension on the jig as it sinks to get it to sink slower. There's one, as I was explaining it. So normally when I jig, I cast out, I let the jig sink until I think it's about near the bottom, and then I give it a good pop. I reel one time and I leave the slack that's there, and then I pop that slack and reel once. So right now, instead of one reel, I'm doing 2 reels, and I'm kind of moving the jig down to the bottom with the tension instead of letting the slack drift it down naturally. Just kind of an explanation of how I'm getting that effect. And another belly. They're healthy. Very healthy.
Got those wrong color for the day.
Well, you never know which color is going to be the best unless you try them all. So, and it changes all the time. It can change from day to day with trout, or it could change from hour to hour. Oop, there's a hit. Another thing that I do when you have, oh, there's one, when you have really windy conditions is you can pop your jig and then lay your slack line back down on the water. Look at the belly on that one. He is gorged. I love my trout fat. Right now we're casting towards the Short Creek side over on the south bank. But I think I'm going to do what Levi's doing right now and turn around and fish this flat behind us. For the last couple casts here, because we're going to call it a day here soon. Oh, I might have turned that way too far. How about that? Ooh, my jig got way back there. Wind's picking up again. You can, if you've got wind pushing your boat in a serious direction, on top of all the other little tips that I hinted at there, you can also, let's say the wind's blowing you down lake, well, you can cast forward so that as your boat drifts faster than the current, you can also keep your jig kind of parallel with you instead of getting drug way behind the boat. And even with me casting forward, mine still swung pretty fast that way. I'm gonna cast even farther forward. I'm thinking I should have stuck to my side of the boat.
Yeah.
All right, here we go. Go back to the side I was catching fish on, and this is gonna be my last cast. Last cast, here it is. Got a good one. If you're doing some jig fishing, it's always a good idea to drift right in front of these docks. Oh, there was one. Drift right in front of these docks and cast in front of them and behind them. Those fish will stack up behind the docks. If you've ever been to the resort, you've seen the ones that stack up behind our dock. And I imagine that the fish do similar things with all the docks on the lake. So, okay, that's it. I'm done. Well, we thank you guys for watching. You guys have a Merry Christmas tomorrow, and we'll be back out here to do it again for you tomorrow. So until then, thanks guys. All right, I lied, one more cast. Okay, so I said one more cast right there at the end, and sure enough, hooked another fish. It might be the biggest one of the day. I think it is. And this one was right at the very front side of that dock. I cast really close to it. Oh my. Look at how pretty. I mean, he's got his entire belly sunrise yellow. And if you can see there, I'm probably not doing a very good job of showing, his nose is stubbed. And this is what they call brute stock, which is they use for which is what they use up at the hatchery to spawn with, and then eventually they release them, but their noses get real beat up in the hatchery from being up there for a while, and that's one of those brute stock fish there. Okay, that's it. Thanks guys.